Okay, good afternoon, folks. Um, Hope you're all doing well. My name is Conan Meehan, and this afternoon we are going to be discussing life at Ulster University and taking a look at the courses on offer at Ulster University, as well as our campus provision. Now, you might be a year 13 student who has already received a school presentation from us, and maybe you just want to refresh yourselves as to the courses that we offer. Or maybe you haven't had the opportunity to receive a school presentation from us that you would have done in the absence of COVID-19. So this is really a good place to start your university research because it is a broad welcome to Ulster University, who we are, what we're about, and the course provision on offer. So if you're just starting your university research now, then this is a good introduction to Ulster University. So what we're going to be discussing today, then in a nutshell, is pretty much a broad overview of what Ulster University is about. As the title of the webinar suggests, we will be looking at courses and campuses, but we'll also be looking at why you might want to consider Ulster University as an institution that you should apply to via UCAS. It will also look at careers and employability because the broad opinion is that you go to university to get a job, and we'll talk about the services available with us that helps prepares our students for professional employment when they graduate. Then we'll take a look at some of the engagement side of things, what you can do whilst you're at Ulster University to not only help your socialise and I suppose fit into Ulster University, but also develop your personal skills, because as well as the academic learning, going to university is also about developing yourself personally, as much of what you do outside the classroom as what you do within it. As ever, this is an interactive webinar. You can ask questions throughout using the Q&A button, which should either be at the top or bottom of your screen. Simply click it and type whatever question you have, and my colleague Michael will be on hand to answer any of those questions. So do use that facility to get your questions answered. And at the very end, if there's any questions left unanswered or you want to talk to me, we will take a 10-minute session to answer any of those questions. So this session should last about 35 minutes or so. And like I say, we'll have 5 or 10 minutes for questions at the very end. So just kicking off then, why should you bother considering Ulster University? Out of the 300 plus universities available to you in the UK, why should you consider applying to Ulster University? And I actually think there's quite a good few reasons why Ulster University is the 12th most popular university in the UK. I think that's mainly because of our size. So as you can see, we are the second largest university in Ireland. And with that comes a large student population. As you can see, we've got 26,000 students with us studying, and also a very sizable course provision. We have over 150 undergraduate programs alone. So there's something for everyone. And that's why every year we receive almost 33,000 applications from students whom our per admissions team have to review each and every one. And that offers you, due to your size, one massive university experience. Whether it is you're studying in Belfast, Coleraine, or Magee in Derry, you get a proper university experience because of our size. Other reasons why you may wish to consider Ulster University, I think, is the fact that 94% of our graduates enter professional employment or postgraduate study within 6 months. And that's a very, very strong statistic and an indicator of the pathways that our students end up in after their degree. We're also #1 university in Northern Ireland for student satisfaction. And that means the students really like us, and they rank and they rate us based on our quality of feedback, the quality of teaching that they receive, and the career opportunities that we make available for students when they're studying with us. You can see other statistics there. Some are subject-based, some are research and impact-based. But to give you a broad overview of how we do, I guess, at a course level, you can see here that we rank in the top 20 subject areas in the UK. And this is, again, out of 300 plus universities. So we actually do and perform pretty well when it comes to subject rankings. So as you can see, we're actually first in the UK for optometry, at second in the UK and land and property management, and so on and so forth. So we punch well above our weight when it comes to academic performance. And that may be a consideration for you, and a good place to start when you're doing your university research is to see where a particular subject at university ranks. But I would advise to look, after you've initially looked at the rankings, to look a bit more laterally than that, because these subject rankings, they only give you a small insight into what a particular course at a particular university is like. It tells you nothing about the career opportunities available. It tells you nothing about the social experience available. So it's down to you to actually interrogate these rankings a bit more. Because at the end of the day, the only ranking that really matters when it comes to university is your own. So that's pretty much Ulster University in a nutshell and a brief introduction. But we are much more than just rankings and league tables. We do offer an experience that is unrivaled, certainly anywhere in this island. And that's because of our campus experience. We have the largest geographical spread. To my knowledge, most universities in the UK or Ireland. And with that comes a very unique student experience. If you don't already know, Ulster University is a multi-campus institution. Currently, we have 4 campuses at Ulster University, our Magee Campus in Derry, Coleraine, Jordanstown, which is just outside Belfast, and our Belfast Campus. We will move to a 3-campus university, and we are saying a lovingly farewell to our Jordanstown campus, which will be amalgamated with our Belfast campus. So many of the courses currently on offer at the Jordanstown campus will move to the Belfast campus. So we will be a 3-campus university. And for the purposes of the future, I will refer to Ulster University as a 3-campus institution from here on in. And introducing those campuses then, I guess alphabetically, starting off with our Belfast campus. And this is probably the one that is got the greatest investment in terms of infrastructure currently. And that's because it's got the greatest need in terms of basically taking Jordanstown programs and facilities and bringing them right into the city centre of the Belfast campus. It's located in our Cathedral Quarter currently, and it's well known for being a specialist campus for the creative industries. Now, we just don't offer creative courses here. We do, of course, offer business courses such as hospitality or culinary arts management, as well as computing and engineering courses such as architecture as well. So it's a bit of a broad spread. And by the time that Jordanstown courses move to Belfast, it'll be pretty much every course and faculty represented here. The current student population of the Belfast campus at the moment is 1,500. So a very small and a very community feel type campus. But again, by the time Jordanstown moves into Belfast, that will increase to almost 16 or 17,000 students. The campus is well known for its state-of-the-art studios, and having come from this campus myself, I can testify that the studios are purpose-built for any of the creative industry subjects. They are unrivaled. Certainly when I was doing my own university research quite a while ago, I couldn't find any other university certainly in this island that matched the professional studio environment offered at Belfast. And again, we are increasing the size of this campus significantly. The university is investing almost £350 million in redeveloping the campus. And you would have seen the shot just in the previous slide as to what that campus will look like when it's complete. So what we have complete at the moment is the left-hand side, which is known as Block BB, or the Lantern Building. And on the right-hand side is our block BD and BC building. And this will be 14 stories high and at least one of the highest and tallest buildings across Belfast. So significant investment going on at the Belfast campus. So next up is our Coleraine campus, and this is located on our Causeway coast, which in 2018 was awarded by Lonely Planet as #1 best in region for travellers to go visit. So it's a very beautiful campus set within a very beautiful area, and that's why we call it our destination campus, just because of the environment of which it's embedded. But this campus is a very specialist campus also, and specialist for health sciences. So a large number of our courses, such as pharmacy, which is second in the UK, optometry, which is first in the UK, as well as other health-related subjects are mainly based on the Coleraine campus. The student population here is roughly about 6,000, so our second largest campus. But again, it still has a typical community feel. Everyone will probably know your name within a few months of you enrolling at campus, which is a really nice feel because you feel supported, you feel that people care about you, and it's got a really nice feeling that you don't otherwise get in larger campuses. And again, other significant investment we have been doing in the Coleraine campus is with our sports facilities. We've recently invested £5 million in our sports facilities, meaning that we have updated our gym, our 3G pitches, so everything is brand spanking new. And that's pretty much what you'll see across all of our campuses, with the exception of Jordanstown, that we are continuing to invest significant sums of money to update the facilities to make sure that they are state of the art and they meet the sector standard in universities. And then finally, our Magee campus. If you didn't catch the Mad About Magee webinar last week, then this is a very brief introduction to it. Hopefully the link for the Mad About Magee campus webinar should be online. If you haven't seen it, I'd recommend you absolutely do so. But in a nutshell, Magee is located in Derry or Londonderry. It is with the exception of Belfast, it is our smallest campus with a student population of just under 5,000. It has the only MEG brain scanner in Ireland, which is a feat which is down to the teaching excellence and research excellence of our computing and engineering folk. It also is home to the only personalised medicine degree in the UK or Ireland. We do have an upcoming webinar about personalised medicine next Tuesday, I think it is, and it's very exciting, cutting-edge study of healthcare science. And again, significant investment in this campus also, including £11 million teaching infrastructure, as well as a £1.3 million library, and projected investment in terms of a campus expansion over the next 5 to 10 years. So really exciting times for all of our campuses. And it gives you an insight into what the study opportunities and experiences are like with our student testimonials there you see coded at the bottom of the screen. So next up then is our courses, and depending on which one you pick, you will be assigned a campus of which it is located. The following couple of slides doesn't denote which campuses the courses are located on, but with a quick Google search, you'll be able to find out where exactly is home for them. And all I want to do over here is in the next couple of slides is not talk about every course that we have on offer at length, but to give you a broad sort of sense of the types of courses that we offer, as well as picking out one or two that are quite new that we've recently added to our prospectus recently. So kicking off, and to remind you that we do have over 150 undergraduate study opportunities. We're kicking off with our first faculty, and that is our Faculty of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences. And as you can see already, this is a pretty broad faculty with everything from the creative arts to communication and media courses, as well as courses like law, language and linguistics, and criminology, and so on and so forth. So it's a pretty broad and disparate faculty already. But two courses in particular that have been recently added to our prospectus have been games design and screen production. And how we've determined how we need to add those courses, those types of courses, is by looking at the growth sectors according to the labour market over the next 10 years and seeing that arts and entertainment and IT and communication are one of the largest growth sectors that will be in expansion over the next 10 years. So for example, a course like games design, it is the biggest entertainment market worldwide. And if you know anything or have experience playing FIFA 20, Red Dead Redemption, Candy Crush on your phone, you'll know just how user-friendly and how addictive these games can be. And they are marketed and developed for a wide audience. So if you think that your skills lie within character development, computer programming, storyboarding, this might be a course for you that has lucrative career opportunities. There's actually a very exciting webinar tomorrow at 11 a.m. Delivered by Brian Coyle, who is a lecturer in games design, and he'll talk at length about this new course. It's very, very exciting. Our next faculty is our Faculty of Computing Engineering and the Built Environment. And as you can see, we've got engineering degrees coming out of our ears. And that's maybe unsurprising considering that we're 13th in the UK for general engineering. So we offer a broad range of different engineering avenues that you can get into. If you know that you're interested in engineering, but you don't have a clue as to which specific program, then something like mechatronic engineering might be a good route for you to go down into. And that's because it combines two different aspects of engineering, mechanical and electronic. So it gives you a bit of a broader scope in terms of the engineering skills within that program. But again, also in this faculty is another new course, and that is artificial intelligence. And again, looking at what the growth sectors tell us is it's going to be an expansion. Number 1 and 2 in Northern Ireland, and I guess the UK more generally, is IT and communication and professional, scientific and technical. And you can see how artificial intelligence fits into that. It's a brand new course, and if you have any interest in anything like smartphone technology, then this is a really exciting option for you. It's all about machine learning, intelligent things, and Internet of Things, all about making our lives easier through technology. And if any of you have a smartphone, you'll know how handy Google Assistant is on Android phones, and Hey Siri is as well. All examples of artificial intelligence that lives in the palm of your hand. And also one more thing about our artificial intelligence is that we're the only university currently on the island of Ireland offering this as a program. And if you think about it, it means that if you studied at Ulster University, you're actually in a prime position to soak up career opportunities within artificial intelligence. Because when we consider where the EU headquarters are for the most successful tech companies worldwide are, they're actually in Dublin. And no other university on this island is producing graduates with a degree in artificial intelligence. So you're marketable and you are in demand with those skills that come from that degree. Next up is our business school. And as you can see, we've got everything that you would expect in a classic and typical business school. Everything from accounting to business studies to finance and investment management, international hospitality, HR, marketing, management, and so on and so forth. A very broad array of different business programs. But again, another new course, and I think hopefully by now you see the trend that is being set at Ulster University is that we're forward thinking. We just don't always offer the same course. Every few years or so, we will develop and create new courses to make sure that our course provision maximizes your chances of getting professional employment after you leave the university. And ideally, what we tell our students to do even before that is hopefully through the likes of career placements, is for them to line themselves up a job even before they graduate. But I'll talk about careers opportunities in a few slides' time. But again, coming back to business school, that new course at the business school is called Financial Technology. And this is a really unique course because it is very similar to a higher level apprenticeship in which you will work for an employer part-time who funds your studies at Ulster University. So you're essentially earning from an employer whilst you're learning at Ulster University. And it's an alternative route for people who don't want to go down the full-time undergraduate provision at university, and maybe they like the flexibility of having a job. And this is a really great pathway into full-time employment with that employer. I think the employer is First Derivatives. I could be wrong, but it's an exciting opportunity if you're interested in alternative undergraduate study. And then finally, our last faculty is our Faculty of Life and Health Sciences. And as you can see, this is our largest faculty because of the number of courses that we offer. But we also do quite well in terms of the subject rankings as well from this faculty. So first in the UK for optometry, and actually second, I think, for food sciences as well. And we have everything from biomedical sciences to geography, health sciences, sport, nursing, pharmacy, psychology, a very broad range of different courses. But again, new courses, and two in particular. One that I've previously mentioned offered at the Magee Campus, which is personalized medicine. And not to spoil Paula's webinar on Tuesday, but in a nutshell, it's a cutting edge study of healthcare science that attempts to eradicate pharmaceuticals by developing personalized cures or perfect cures for each and every individual. And then our other new course is marine science. And if you haven't been living under a rock over the last 5 years, you'll know that we're living in exceptional times, not least because of the current situation, but I guess in a more broad scale because of the climate issues that we're experienced and again in a more long-term timeline. You'll know that the ocean makes up 80% of the Earth's surface, and that they are absolutely important in terms of sustaining life. But they are under threat, and what we want to do through this course is to teach students to, I guess, develop the skills necessary to go out and work anywhere on the planet to sample the quality of the water, to sample pollution levels, in particular lakes and oceans, and to ultimately come up with solutions that will help our planet survive long into the future. So again, a really exciting course which is offered at our Coleraine campus. And these are all new, and they are all based on the growth sectors according to the labour market information. But not all courses at Ulster University are equal, and particularly so within the Faculty of Life and Health Sciences. You'll note 7 or 8 courses here on the screen, and some of which are missing, which is my fault, that are all completely funded. There is a mistake on this slide, and that is health physiology. That's not funded. But for your benefit, all the funded courses are radiography, occupational therapy, radiotherapy, dietetics, which is left out here, speech and language therapy, adult nursing, mental health nursing, and podiatry. Those all are completely funded by the Department for Health, and that means that there aren't any tuition fees with any of these courses. But like any good deal, there is, of course, a catch, and that is because for the first 5 courses you see on the screen, with the exception of health physiology and including dietetics, you have to sit what's known as the HPAT, so the Health Professions Aptitude Test, which essentially tests for skills that are absolutely necessary within a healthcare profession that a clinician will typically do on a day-to-day basis. Those skills are interpersonal understanding, or the ability to listen, written communication, which you should all be familiar with in your own academic studies, the ability to accurately report information, and finally critical reasoning, or the ability to interpret information as well. All these skills are critical to those healthcare professions, and that is what is tested for in the HPAT. If you're applying to any of those 5 courses, you will sit the HPAT roughly in January or February 2021, so well in advance of your A-levels, BTECs, or leaving certificates. And your performance on that test will determine whether or not you've been offered a place on the course. For adult nursing and for mental health nursing, you don't have to sit the HPAT, but you do have to attend an interview if you are selected for interview after you've submitted your UCAS application form. And what is really important with nursing is the personal statement. It is a platform within which you need to demonstrate very clearly and very convincingly that you absolutely want to be a nurse, and why that's the case, and why you have come to realize that nursing is the thing that you want to do. So that's very important with nursing. And in the interview scenario, are interested in your ability to demonstrate one very specific skill, and that skill is empathy, or the ability to put yourself in other people's positions. Because as a nurse in your career, that is no doubt something you will come up against is the requirement for you to put yourself in other people's shoes and place them in your duty of care. And then finally, podiatry is no longer required for you to sit the HPAD or any kind of interview. It is still completely funded, but provided you meet the conditions of that course, which I think is 3 Bs at A level, then that's all you need. So that's a bit of a look at all of our courses at a very broad level. And again, what I wanted to point out there was not any course specifically, but that we are continually forward thinking and looking towards what the needs of the economy are. So again, we can maximize your chances of actually getting professional employment in the UK and beyond. And when you're doing your university research, what is a great tool is, of course, the internet. Like any good university, they should have all this information housed online. And our own university website on our course finder gives you all the broad information you need to know about the course that it's based on, the entry requirements that you need to get on, and any specific subjects that are required within a particular entry requirement. So for example, with many of our life and health science courses, they will ask for at least one science, sometimes 2 sciences in some specific cases. So it's important for you to be aware of that before you apply to do your research, and not be surprised that you didn't look at the information and then once you've applied realize that you're not actually studying the subjects that are needed for that particular course. So make sure you do your research thoroughly. So parking courses behind, I now want to move on to careers and employment, because as I said at the very start, I think that is the main reason why people go to university. And it certainly was the case for me, and I know a lot of other people who go to university, they want to do the learning, do as best as they can, but ultimately at the end of it, they want to make it easier for them to get professional graduate employability. And when I talk about professional graduate employment, I mean those jobs that have a starting salary of at least £19,000 upon your graduation. That is what's defined as a professional graduate salary. And that is what we aim to achieve when we're teaching our students, to make sure that they're not only getting the academic knowledge within a particular subject area, but they're also exposed to wider personal development to help them in interview settings, to help them build on their CV, and to help them sell themselves and add as much value as they can to themselves, so that when an employer is taking a look at their application and they see them in an interview setting, they can identify that they have all the skills required for that particular job and in general. And how we do this is through a range of services which are completely free for all of our students, and services that we recommend our students absolutely engage in, such as our Career Development Centre, who will offer advice and guidance as to how to prepare for interviews. They'll do employability workshops and helping them prepare for interview scenarios, and adding value to actually completing them, something that they can add to their CV. We also host graduate recruitment events, so this is a chance for you to actually meet employers face to face and find out exactly what jobs are on offer at a particular company and what the skill set is required. So by the time you go and apply for jobs, you're very much prepared and you know what graduate employers are looking for. But I think the most important thing that you can do when you're doing your university research and when you come to university is to engage in work industry placement. It is what will set you apart from other graduates, 500,000 of which are in the UK, who may or may not have gone on work industry placement. And the fact that many of our students undertake that opportunity is testament to the fact that 94% of our graduates enter employment or further study within 6 months of leaving the university. And specifically in terms of professional employment, so again, those salaries that have a starting salary of about £18,000, we're actually the #1 university in Northern Ireland for that. This is a testament to the fact that we also offer 2,000 work industry placements to our students every year. And that's because of our connections, who either work in the industry, who either offer our students those placement opportunities, or who simply professionally accredit our degree programs. And what professional accreditation means is that the level of teaching and the quality of teaching and research that's taught on a particular degree program is basically recognized as being significant by these partners out in industry who are looking for those skills that are taught on that course. So you can be confident that whenever you see a course that Ulster University is professionally accredited, you can be confident that it's giving you the greatest chance of being employable after you graduate, and with pretty much quick succession. And not to frighten you, but it is something you should be aware of. According to the NI Skills Barometer, published every year by the Department for the Economy, almost 60% of graduate employers would be unlikely to recruit a candidate with no work experience. And I guess regardless of which university you come from or which course program or classification you've got, if you're coming out of university simply with the degree and nothing else, and you're up against somebody else who either from the same university or another, who has the same classification or not, but has the added value of having gone on work industry experience, then the Department for the Economy tells us that they have a competitive advantage because they have spent a year working in industry, building and developing a foundational base of skills and knowledge that mean that that company don't need to train them to the same degree, and that they're pretty much ready to walk into that job. So that's something that you should be looking for in addition to your degree program. It is optional across many of our courses, but for a lot of our courses, it is compulsory as well. But it is a great opportunity for you to either work locally here in Ireland or the UK, or if you want to be a bit more exotic, you can go as far as Japan. We've had students go to the Maldives, which I talk about in our school presentations, all of which significantly increase their chances of getting a job at the end of our degree program. So it should be something that's high on your list of priorities when you're doing your university research. And we do have examples of exceptional graduate talent who go on to do great things, 3 of which are here, although we have many, many more. If you have a perspective of ours, you may be familiar with these faces. And I guess these are 3 exceptional examples who've gone on to do great things within a quick time period after they've graduated from Ulster University. So Peter Johnson, he's a CEO of Kalo, which is a multi-million-pound company. Peter is actually less than 30 years old, and he's the CEO of an international award-winning company, working in conjunction with great international companies such as PayPal. So this is really sets the bar for people coming through the public relations course at Ulster University. Other talents, of course, include Claire Allen, who studied BA Modern Studies, which is no longer offered at Ulster University. But she is now a best-selling author in the US, and she's actually been a journalist working for the Derry Journal over the last 20 years. And finally, Luke McNeice, which is he is the innovation lead at Kainos. And again, like Peter Johnson, he's out working with international companies, including Fortune 500 companies, all of which are very reputable organizations, and it's a great accolade to have in your CV. And no doubt these folks would have gone on work industry placement whilst they were at university to help them get to where they are now. So it's definitely food for thought going forward. Next up is clubs and society. So parking all the academia and the, I guess, professional stuff behind. This isn't too far removed from that, but it is some of the more fun and active things that you can get involved in during your time at Ulster University. And one of our greatest draws at the university, and why a lot of people actually apply this and are so set on coming to this, is of course the reputation of our sports clubs. And as you can see, we've got 75 different sports clubs for you to join. You may already be somewhat a Jedi Master in some of these sports clubs, to coin a term. Or simply you might be a novice and haven't never played any of this stuff before. There's opportunities for you to compete or simply engage and get active. But whatever your level, there's something for everybody. some of which I'm jealous I had never got involved in during my time, but I'm not exactly the sporty kind. We do have societies available as well who also help, I guess, run some of the more active stuff on campus in terms of meetups, in terms of evenings where they help develop their own skills, be it through giving presentations, through communication, through negotiation, and all that stuff is important because it's not a lot of the stuff that you do in societies and sports clubs can't really be taught on a degree program. And the more you widen your skill set, the more value that you add to yourself, be it through this stuff, which is absolutely important, and stuff that you can mention in your CVs, the more employable and the more high value you'll be as a person after you graduate. So definitely get involved and grab every opportunity by the neck when you get to university, because ultimately it is all about enhancing yourself and adding value as a young professional. And part of that activity through the sports clubs and societies is linked to our Students' Union. And again, these are other opportunities that you can get involved in and demonstrate leadership, which is a high in demand skill, according to the Department for the Economy, before you graduate. And our Students' Union, having come through it myself, I can definitely attest to the fact that it has enhanced my communication skills, and I guess the ability to talk about my own experience and so on and so forth. And the Students' Union offer a variety of different services that can help you do this, be it through academic rep system or council rep system, both of which is open to all first and second year students. You can put yourself up and represent your class if you think there's anything that could be improved about the teaching or any way your class is being structured. It helps you voice the concerns of your fellow students. Something that is not very easy to do. But once you put yourself forward, it makes it all the much easier to actually communicate issues to the university and to the Students' Union. Or if you're feeling super brave, you can also put yourself up for a student officer election, 4 of which you can see on the left-hand side. And those guys work at university level to help represent you, voice your interest to the university, and hopefully make improvements across the university, be it through catering services, be it through academic advice. They're there to support you, and it's you'll see the guys on the ground all the time when you come to Ulster University. There are other services you can get involved in, such as our enterprise service, our centre, in which they run the Shark Tank project, in which you can pitch an idea for business funding. And if you're successful, you can run with that idea and start your own small business endeavor. And of course, advice bureau as well, if you need any advice, be it academic or otherwise. So they're there to support you. And the more that you get involved, be it through sports clubs or the Students' Union, again, the more value you add into yourself. So definitely give that consideration when you are doing your university research, because not all universities have a fantastic Students' Union. So next up is our open days then. I'm coming towards the end of the presentation now. I do want to mention that we do have open days across all 4 of our campuses in September, hopefully in physical form. We are aiming for that. And as you can see, provisional dates for your diary are on the screen there across each campus. But there will be family days added as well for the Saturday. So for example, at the Magee Campus, we'll have our school day, which is specifically dedicated for schools to bring their pupils as a class. And then on the following Saturday, on Saturday the 19th of September, there will be a family day for each campus. For you to, if you haven't got the opportunity to attend the campus, you can do so with your family and at a more leisurely pace to meet academics, the course team. But the more open days you go to here and beyond, the better you'll be able to envisage yourself on campus. And I mentioned this at the last webinar, the Magee Campus, or the Mad About Magee, is that you need to be able to envisage yourself on a particular campus at a particular university. Because if you simply willy-nilly apply and then rock up in September, sometimes it's an adjustment period for a lot of people, and sometimes people cope better or less than others. So the advantage is in preparation and going to these events and getting as much information that will benefit you in the long run in making an informed decision. If you want to get in touch with us, you absolutely can. You can do that in various ways. If you have questions about qualifications you're currently undertaking, or questions about the current situation, we do have our admission teams on hand to answer those. But if there are any questions regarding the current situation, we do have a COVID-19 FAQ site. If you just Google Ulster University COVID-19, hopefully you get all your current pandemic answers or questions answered there. If you have any general questions about Ulster University, what a particular course is like, what modules are taught on a particular course, then you can chat to us, the student recruitment team, by emailing study@ulster.ac.uk. Or if you don't want to talk to us or any other worker in the university, you can chat to real-life students on our UniBuddy system. All you have to do is go on the Ulster University website and they'll automatically pop up, and you can talk to them and ask them any question about a particular course. So do utilize all those services. We are here to help and help you get your questions answered. As for the future, in the next few weeks, we do have even more webinars coming up. We have games design tomorrow. I'm back tomorrow as well, talking about the Belfast Campus specifically. There's the personalized medicine one coming up, games design tomorrow. Education as a minor subject, loads more webinars. So do keep tuned to the events page, and hopefully we'll see you in future webinars as well. So for now, I believe you have been asking lots of questions. Hopefully Michael has been proactive in answering those. I've no doubt he has. But if you have any questions now about anything that I've spoken about over the last half an hour, including courses, campuses, careers, students union or otherwise, then now is the time to ask those questions. I'll hang about here for another 5 minutes to see if any questions come in. But if not, hopefully see you soon. So I hope you enjoyed that.
Cheers, Colin. I got through most of them there. Just in general, just so people are still on, most of the ones that I answered were kind of around the allied health professions and their location.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, the majority of those that are delivered at our Jordanstown campus.
Mm-hmm.
There was to be a public consultation held on the location of those courses, as you know, and unfortunately that was put on hold due to the current situation. So currently, the university isn't able to say where those courses are going.
Mm-hmm.
That was, as I say, part of that consultation would have come out of that an answer to actually whether we're going to be moving to, whether it be Coleraine or Magee Campus or else to Belfast. So that hasn't happened yet. So unfortunately, it's just a waiting game for everybody. Jordanstown will be closing the year after next. So the courses definitely will be moving, but just at this occasion, we're not able to say where to. But hopefully that will be sorted sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that's right. And for the benefit of anybody who's applying for September 2021, that is something that you're going to want to be definite of before you apply. And I know the university will be working around the clock to make that happen, so that you ultimately know where it is you're going to be studying should you apply to that particular course. But as you say, Michael, rightly, unfortunately, the current situation hasn't helped in us hosting that public consultation. But as soon as we know, we'll let your schools know, and we'll let everybody who's been on this webinar know as well.
Yeah. So a student Kiva has just asked her what type of societies do we offer?
Yeah, absolutely. And I regret not including a slide on that as well, but it was simply too many to list. So the types of societies that we have, Kiva, are broken down into, I guess, academic, hobby-based, and political. So for example, an example of an academic society may be if you're studying biology or biomedical science, there will be a specific society, maybe called the Biomed Society, who is specific to biomedical science students. They will organize meetups, nights out, online conversations at the moment, I suppose, and talking about all things biomedical science. It's not all academic related. They do other fun trips away. I guess our hobby-based societies would be anything like I guess I'm struggling to think of one really hobby-based. Procrastination on our Magee campus, which is anybody who isn't a Leonardo da Vinci, who simply wants to spend some time making some art, be it digital or physical. And again, they'll do various events. A very famous one is called Drink and Draw. where they'll meet up evenings and socialise whilst doing sketches of various subject life matter. And examples of our political science or societies could be anything from our Ógra Sinn Féin to our Young Unionists to Ógra Fianna Fáil to any of this Young Alliance. All those societies are catered for, and to my knowledge, there's at least 50 societies. So I hope that answers that question. I see Una has asked, just missed this. Will we get emailed the presentation or be able to watch it back? Yes, I will send you a link to the recording so you can watch everything that I have asked or everything I've talked about back. So that will go to all attendees and anybody who's missed the presentation.
Right. And if you had just queried there subject-specific talks like our areas such criminology or politics, social work, so we will be hosting those webinars very soon. We're just again working on a program for the next couple of weeks. So I just mentioned, and I'll just reiterate to everybody, just keep an eye on the webinars on the page on the website. There'll be ones coming up there that will be subject specific. So you'll be able to register again and log in and listen to those as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So just keep tuned. We're trying to get as much broad representation across the course programs as we can. Again, we've got 150 of them. So everybody's vying for position, but we just keep tuned, basically.
Yeah. Is there a way of viewing recordings of past webinars?
So we should have a, where we have recorded webinars, we should have the links. I think they've been uploaded to the previous events pages, or maybe they've been scheduled as...
It's something we're doing, yeah.
Okay, yeah, but it is something that we will create specifically in the next week or so that you can catch up on everything you've missed.
Yeah, absolutely.